The America's Netball World Cup qualifiers are in full swing at the National Indoor Sports Center in Kingston, Jamaica. SportsMax, we've been providing world-class coverage of the event since the opening tip on Sunday. And we joined Ricardo Chambers live on location for an update. Good afternoon, Ricardo. Take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much, George. We've enjoyed ourselves so far at the National Indoor Sports Center here in Kingston. We're on to the third evening of competition, but let's look back at what happened on day number 2. 4 matches contested, 2 of them live on your home of champions, starting with this encounter, Grenada versus Antigua and Barbuda. Grenada looking for their 3rd victory of the competition, very much on course as they try to get one of the 2 spots to the World Cup next year in Cape Town, South Africa. And yeah, they produced another quality performance, dismissing Antigua and Barbuda 62-29, led by their 8th shooter, Letitia Cato. A tall figure is Letitia Cato, and so often the ball lobbed inside to her, and when she gets it, she usually puts it away quite comfortably, well assisted by the goal attack, Cecile Howell, who was quite good as well. Then Jamaica, they took on the USA. The Jamaicans looking for their 2nd victory of the competition, having beaten St. Vincent and the Grenadines 74-35 in their opening match. They won 70-16 this time around. Janelle Fowler, who played 2 quarters in the first match, only played 1 in this second encounter. The Jamaicans, a young team, but showing a lot of quality in their first 2 matches at the America's Netball World Cup qualifiers. Let's have a look then at the results from yesterday. 4 matches, as I said. Grenada with that victory over Antigua and Barbuda. St. Vincent and the Grenadines going down to Trinidad and Tobago. That was a really good game. Trinidad and Tobago coming out winners by 7 goals. The Jamaicans too good for the United States of America. And St. Lucia going down to Barbados. Barbados getting their 2nd victory. Let's have a look at the points table then following the 2nd day of competition. Trinidad and Tobago leading that maximum 6 points. Grenada maximum 6 points as well. Trinidad and Tobago leading the table with a better goal differential. Barbados 2 matches played so far, and they have won both of those. St. Vincent and the Grenadines having 1 defeat. The USA did get a win. They beat Cayman Islands on the opening day. Cayman Islands, Antigua and Barbuda, and St. Lucia yet to get a win in the competition. So that's how we are set after the first 2 days of competition. A lot of action still to come this evening. Let's have a look at the 4 matches on offer. The feature is at the top. It will be Grenada against Trinidad and Tobago. It's what we call a top of the table clash. Cayman Islands will play Jamaica. That could be a tough one for the Caymanians. The USA will oppose Barbados, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines will play St. Lucia. That's another good game, St. Vincent and the Grenadines versus St. Lucia. But the real focus, Leighton and George, will be that Trinidad and Tobago versus Grenada encounter. Now remember, Jamaica has already qualified for the World Cup next year in Cape Town, South Africa, so the matches involving the Jamaicans do not impact the points table, and so it's very important for the other teams to continue to pick up the victories elsewhere. Both Trinidad and Tobago and Grenada with 3 wins, and it makes tonight's clash a real titanic one, because it could give us a really good insight into which 2 teams will make it to the World Cup in Cape Town, South Africa. And we're all looking forward to it, and I'm sure you guys have been looking forward to it as well. Leighton, you have been here for a couple of nights. I expect to see you tonight as well, and we're really looking forward to this big clash, guys.
Absolutely. I mean, the action has been incredible. The game between TNT last night and, of course, St. Vincent was intense. Right down to the final buzzer. I mean, St. Vincent came within 4 points, just couldn't get beyond that 4-point gap because they kept turning the ball over. But Trinidad played really well, and I expect them to do well again tonight.
Yeah, I certainly expect Trinidad and Tobago to do well as well. They have a lot of quality. They have a lot of options as well. They also have the experience. Remember, they got an opportunity to play at the Commonwealth Games. They only won 1 match at the Commonwealth Games, and that was victory over Barbados in the 11th place playoff. But at this tournament so far, I think for the most part, they have shown that they are, I think, outside of Jamaica, the top team here. They were cruising when they They beat Antigua and Barbuda 55-24 in their opening match, and for the most part had a really good win over St. Lucia. And then last night their toughest match against St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that Vincentian side is really good. A lot of quality. They move the ball really well. They have a great understanding of what they want to do. They have various players who can play different positions, and they alternate in those positions really well. So it was always going to be a tough match for Trinidad and Tobago, and the fact that they were able to shrug off that challenge will give them tremendous confidence coming into the Grenada match tonight. As far as Grenada is concerned, what will be important for them will be their ability to shoot at a high level of accuracy. They have Letitia Cato, who is a real strong figure at goal shoot, and they will need to get the ball into her consistently. She is a similar player to a Janelle Fowler, although Janelle has added so much more to her game, but Cato wants to get the ball as close to the goal as possible, and that's where she's most dangerous. And if Grenada can do that consistently, they're going to push Trinidad and Tobago tonight. But I would be a little bit surprised if Trinidad and Tobago were not able to come out on top and go 4 from 4.
One of the things, Ricardo, is that I think with Cato, her problem is mobility. She's not a very fluid mover. I think Grenada might end up going with Alexander tonight, who proved in the last match that she's a lot more versatile in terms of movement, in terms of her agility, that I think might give the Trinidadians trouble, because they have a very solid goal defense and a very solid goal keep, tall, strong girls, and I think Alexander would probably be a better fit for Grenada in that setup, in that matchup, if they're going to do well against the Trinidadians.
I'm not 100% sure, Leighton, because I think the issue with Carleen Alexander is her accuracy. At this level, you have to be high 80s into the 90s in terms of your shooting percentage. And Alexander last night, I don't think proved that she's necessarily quite ready for that. If you get the ball in to Letitia Cato, she's going to put them away. I think she's their #1 shooter, and I would be extremely surprised if they went without her. In fact, I think the coach will have concerns about bringing Alexander into the game if and when she does, because I think there are a lot of issues for Alexander to work out. No doubt she has talent, but for a match as big as it is tonight, I think Cato is going to be the first choice, and they're going to try and utilize her for as long as is possible, because I genuinely believe that's going to be their best chance. This is a really big match. The World Cup is right here. If Grenada can beat Trinidad and Tobago tonight, it's difficult not seeing them make it to the World Cup, being among the top 2 from this point on. So this is a massive, massive match for them especially.
Absolutely. And of course, one quick question. I know the Jamaicans are playing large exhibition games, Ricardo, but you have to be impressed with these youngsters. They play at such incredible pace. Nobody can stay with them in this tournament, and this is good workout session for them, because they are the next generation. I was talking to the vice president last night, and she was telling me that these girls are on the brink of breaking through into the senior team. Some might even break through into the Cape Town, the team for Cape Town next summer. But what based on what you've seen from them, give me your impression of how impressive they've been in this tournament so far.
Yeah, they have been super impressive, Leighton. I have been surprised at the level they have played this tournament. They have been really good, and you talk about breaking through into the senior team for the Cape Town World Cup. There is also Fast 5 coming up in November, and a number of them have broken through into that team. Romelda Aiken George will lead that Fast 5 team. No Janelle Fowler, of course, but Giselle Allison will be there. Amanda Pinkney will also be there, and they have been really good. But yeah, quality, and it just shows the depth of netball in Jamaica right now, that this team, which is nowhere near first choice, is dominating the tournament as they have been so far. But even Oberon Peterson, Natty, who has been on commentary with me, has said that yeah, she is super impressed with what they have produced. The one thing though, there are times within matches where you can see that the maturity is not quite there yet. When you you look at how Jamaica performed at the Commonwealth Games, a large part of their success there was because of their ability to maintain a high level for the duration of the match. They had very few periods where they gave the ball away loosely, and you see sometimes with these youngsters when they get anxious and they get into a rhythm and they are flowing, that they can sometimes make unforced errors, unnecessary errors. But with time, with more matches, with maturity, you expect them to improve in that area, because the quality and the talent is definitely there.
All right, 2 big contests to come up later. We'll be live on the Home of Champions. Thank you, Ricardo, and the team for the good job that you've been doing over at the National Indoor Sports Center.
See you later, big man.
Take care, guys.
All right, we take a break. Back with more on the SportsMax Zone after these.